Hello everyone, Switched over here. I decided to do another theory video about Sunburt's father, Sunspot. Ever since we saw Sunburt's mother, Stellar Flare, in Parent Map, where were his father? No one knows. The only two episodes we have seen him is actually in the Cutie Map Remark, or the Cutie Remark Part 2, and especially other episode, The Critically. And the name Sunspot, well, it is not his official name. But the big question is, where is Sunburt's father? Since we only seen his mother and Starlight's father, Firelight, in Paramount, but no mention of either his father anywhere. Not even mention that he's anywhere in town or anywhere. So the question is this, where could his father be? There is a few possibilities that can happen to him. One, that he's divorced with his wife for a number of years ago, before sometimes after he sent his son to Canada. Or the second possibility, that he has passed away during some time after that first episode he was seen. But since either haven't been mentioned that he is passed or he is moved on town, or but there is the third possibility, that even he's divorced with his wife, and that he has moved from his hometown to somewhere else, and he just decided not to have any contact with his ex-wife or his son to bring up these bad memories of the divorce. Who knows? Perhaps he was divorced his wife when Sunburt was still in school, and that his father tried to stay there in hometown, and it didn't work out so well. Perhaps they had an argument who to raise Sunburst, if they both still had lived in the same town, that they have shared custody of their son, or if his father was to raise him, or his mother, or perhaps they had some differences how they raising him. Like his father, Sunspot, maybe could have some his tradition, his own ways to study, to let Sunburst study his own ways, like study on spare time and play with his other children his own age. But his mother perhaps wanted him to study as much more as possible, and so he can get better good degrees from school, so he can get a better job, perhaps in his own hometown, or perhaps something else. But then this is one possibility. What if he actually has passed away sometimes after he was sent his son to Celestia's School of Gifted Unicorns? But we have no information, not even any sources where it's possible if Sunburst's father is dead, or he has divorced his mother, or that he could be away somewhere for some sort of business trip. Perhaps he's working with some company in his hometown, and that he's traveling. But then there is so different ways to discuss about that. And we don't know exactly what he's working with. He can be, if he was an author, he could traveling around Equestria to look for any inspiration for his new books or something. But it depends. But since he also a unicorn, maybe he is somewhere else traveling, or he could be a teacher in the hometown and teaching others. But the most two logic, the two only possibilities that I think is most likely is either that he is divorced with Stella Flair and that he moved away from their hometown after they agreed how to raise a son, or the second is that he sometimes after that he has sent his son to Camelot that he passed away. Perhaps he passed away during winter and there were no trains that could go to the capital or any close cities nearby to get to the right treatment for him, and that the town's medical supplies of that particular medicine was out. It has running low of it, or there's any left. There is so very any so very few possibilities that you can happen. Since we don't have any direct information or any sources to go for, and since he has never been mentioned either earlier or after that, only been seen in 2 episodes. So where is his father? I believe that the most logic that he has passed away at some point, but that would have been mentioned either in the show or in some sort of comic books afterwards. But we haven't found any source on it. So why would we have any form of information about his father? The only of that we have seen both of his parents in the 2 episodes, but they didn't speak anything then. But only his mother has been seen after and been talking, but there were no mention about Sunburt's father. That raised the big question mark. Where is Sunburt's father? What happened to him after those 2 episodes? Even though we're in the flashbacks of their childhood, what and where is his father? I still believe the most logic that he has passed away at some point after. But what and how and when, we probably will never know exactly when or how he passed. I know that there probably are some fans out there who is debating what could happen to his father, and is Sunspot his true name? Could it be something else? I don't know what they could be. They could be other, I don't know, but Sunspot is still his unofficial name. And I don't know for sure if any other fans out there thinks that he is still alive or he's dead somewhere. He's dead, but even he could at least mention that his father in the series, if Starlight perhaps asked where is Sunburst's father, and his mother could have said that he had passed away, perhaps let's say 5 or 10 years earlier. But they never asked or even mentioned what happened to him after. That is just silly. Why would it not happen? Either bring him back into the same episode in the parent map. That is just unbelievable. Well, I know that many fans who would think that might be someday we can find out what happened to him and what his true name is. But like I said, we have no sources to go for. Only what we can just talk, discuss, debate, and just speculate what could happen to Sunspot. And from that, I have no idea. But I think that he has somehow had passed away at some point. But that is what I believe. And if you, any one of my fans or viewers, have your own theory, what would think could happen to Sunspot, or well, let's call it Sunspot for this time. You can leave that in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch W, over and out.